What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. All right, guys, we're going to talk a little bit about power gain. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me questions in regards to the Armory, so I want to do another re-look at the Armory and give you guys some more suggestions on how to tackle it. Now, I've made some mistakes along the way with the Armory, and I'm going to kind of go over what I made mistakes on, especially now that they've opened up the second page. It's even more important than ever, and now that we know that power is going to be required to go even further in the Armory, and to get you more CP, that is, you're going to need to treat the Armory a lot more seriously than you did in the beginning. Okay, so in the beginning, when we first started this game, it was all about gaining a good account, right? Essence Stones were not as plentiful. We were able to pull a lot using Essence Stones for limited characters, build our account, get our weapons, etc. Now that we're this far into the game, and I'm going to be real with you guys, Essence Stones are not nearly as bad of a problem as they were before. All right, so this is something now that is going to have to change a little bit in regards to the way we view resources. Resources are now becoming more slim, and specific resources now are becoming more important than ever before. And I'll tell you guys what I'm talking about real quick after I go over this. Okay, so the Armory itself, just so you guys are aware, this is my free-to-play account. The Armory itself is going to be a major source of power for you, especially when you're trying to do later on content in the game. And even in the beginning, it's going to be enough of a boost. Now, ideally what you want to do, and there's two things I always say to you guys, is never get rid of your SSR weapons for a Jinnu, and number two, never get rid of SR weapons unless you fully max them out, right? Then you start salvaging at that point. But there's a reason why free-to-play players, I always implore you guys not to do it. For example, we have ourselves an A5 Juicy Grilled Skewer here, which is a great power boost in the Armory, right? You guys can tell SSRs, number one, give you the most amount of power, and also having dupes of that weapon is a fantastic way of gaining yourself more power in that Armory. Now, as you level this up, so for example, I'll show you guys in a second here. Let me level this up. You guys will see the Armory itself will also increase. It doesn't look like a lot, 43 there, but it actually will add up quite a bit if you continue leveling up all your weapons and duping all your weapons even further down the line. So it's imperative, guys, that you guys do not get rid of your free weapons, your A5 weapons especially, that we're getting through this, right? Look at this, 3,157 power, 3,011, 2,864, etc., right? You guys can see all of these weapons here are giving you a certain amount of power that is worth absolutely holding on to. This is my maxed out 8+7 Plum Sword slot, right? This was one of the first ones I maxed out. Now, to unlock these slots in the beginning, when we first started playing this game, I had mentioned use your marks of time to do so. Okay, now that we've got more and more slots available, now that the combat power increase is getting drastic, that no longer applies. All right, your marks of time, as a matter of fact, are more rare than getting the amount of Essence Stones to unlock them. So actually holding on to your marks of time is more important now than the actual usage of Essence Stones. So you guys can see here, for example, you need 70 to go to level 3, right? To get that 70, it's going to take me way longer than it is to get myself 2,500 Essence Stones to unlock a new slot. So now it's becoming to the point where you actually should be using Essence Stones to unlock the brand new slots. And it is important, guys. It may not seem like a lot to you right now, but it does all add up, right? If you take a look at this, right, that's 3,000 power there, 3,000, that's 6,000. Let's just say this is 10,000 in total, like 12,000, let's just round up, right? And another 12, so 14,000 power just from these little level, what is that, level zeros? Level zeros, right? And then these right here, again, is what you want to farm. Now, where do you get these? A couple different places. You can get them in the farming gates. It's completely random, by the way. It's pure RNG. So getting yourself any of these, you're going to have to look up which ones you want to go for. For example, these right here, the blue gates are the places that drop the most. So this is where I've been farming all of mine. But just so you guys are aware, only specific gates drop them, right? You guys can see the D and C's don't, but the A's do. So you have to look at specific gates to actually do these. Now, if you are looking for, let me just rescan, not the purple gates, but where are they? The golden gates for gold, right? So for example, this B1 won't drop it. So we're going to go look again. You want to get an A1. So this is another B1. You guys can see this won't drop it. So look for an A version of that, and you guys should be able to get yourself additional. Let me see if gold ones drop it. I actually don't recall. Let me see. I think they do. There we go. So S and A. So these are the ones you actually want to farm in order to get yourself as many of these marks of time. Now, when you hit a certain point, I believe it's level 4, you actually will be required to start collecting the mark of time too. These I find, to be honest, less rare than the Mark of Time ones. It's weird. I don't know. I keep getting them over the Mark of Time ones. So definitely push, guys, as many AS of these as you can. Number one, for two things: you get your essence stones out of the way as well too when you're mining them, and number two, you get the opportunity to get yourself marks of time. So again, your essence stones now should absolutely be used to unlock the armory. Believe it or not, for free to play, it might sound crazy, and I know you guys are looking to save your essence stones to summon, but in order to be content right now, the main goal is to get yourself powered up, right? And the armory is a massive place to do so. And you guys, just so you guys are aware, these last two slots here will actually not require essence stones. The last two slots here will actually require marks of time 2. I believe it's 70 a pop or something like that, if I recall. I don't remember the exact number, but these ones will actually no longer require it. So everything from 1, 2, 3 that you get for free, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's roughly about, what is that? This is 5,000, 10,000. So 12,500 essence stones to unlock everything. Now, that does sound like a lot, right? And it quite honestly is a lot. But if you really think about it, this is a guaranteed combat power increase. While if you're summoning, you have bad RNG, you're going to get yourself some weapons you don't want, some rares, etc., right? So it's like a double-edged sword. Yes, in the long run, this is going to benefit you a lot more than those 12,500 essence stones being put towards summoning. So I know in the past, when I was first talking about the armory, I said to save here because we were early on in the stages of the game, and essence stones again were not as plentiful. But now that we are able to farm them non-stop practically, I would highly recommend, guys, if you have not done so, work on unlocking your entire armory. And please, for the love of God, if you are a free-to-play player especially, do not, and I'm saying this, spend or salvage your A5 SSR weapons, even if they're free. Just for Jinnu especially, because you can put them on here and take full advantage of the power increase. Now, another place that you definitely want to use your tokens in order to get these is going to be the exchange shop right here, right? You guys can see, not in this section specifically, but if you go to the weapon material exchange where you are able to salvage weapons, there is a mark of time right there that you should be collecting. They're very expensive and does require quite a bit of it, but it's absolutely worth going for these when you have the opportunity. And then also the Battlefield of Time exchange shop right here, these are worth it as well too. You guys can see I got 5 out of 10. I don't have enough to go further, but these are definitely worth it because you get them at 10 at a time. After you get yourself the rate up tokens, the custom draw tokens, and the hunter exclusive weapons, these should kind of be your goal going next, because again, they're very rare and you need a lot of them. And I mean a lot of them. So if you can imagine, if I go back here, right, and look at the armory, if you look at this +7 that I have, right, if you can imagine getting yourself 13k power for each of these, right? Now, this is an A4, so this is an A4 as well too, right? Look at the difference in a +7 versus an A4 +2. Right? It's almost like 8k worth of power right there that's missing. And this is power added to your actual total combat power. Now, remember, these are not stats. So we're going to call this fluff power because they actually don't increase your stats. But what it does allow you to do, and this is the most important part of what the armory is built for, is to get out of that annoying red combat power penalty and be closer to the white, even though you may not be at exactly the recommended amount, which is where the penalty goes off. Going from the red to even a little bit into the white is still a big improvement. So guys, again, use your essence stones now. I know before I was very much against doing that, but now that we've got more pages and we know these two here unlock with marks of time ×2, it's actually worthwhile definitely using your essence stones to boost that. And then use your mark of time. Don't make the mistake I made by unlocking using the mark of time. That was definitely a mistake, so my bad on that, guys. Definitely use your mark of times to boost this even further and get yourself total power, because again, look at the difference, right? That's a big difference, guys. That's a massive difference. So it's definitely worth your time, worth your effort to get this up. And again, try to get as many mark of times as you can to benefit from there and push your account even further. This will help you, especially when Baron comes out, because we did a video about how to prepare for that. You're going to need as much power as you can get. And there's nothing better and faster if you have the marks of time available to get you a power boost than the armory. All right, guys, this is Payne. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.